Oh. Just to recollect where we were last week, we discussed, I guess, how to continuously remember that the Lord is the doer, we are not the doer. I think that was the bulk of the discussion towards the end of last session. So, so I think we will continue from where we left off. I will ask the sisters to do the needful. Sairam Kalyan.
But people generally do not follow this ideal of bhakti, nor do they think about the implications of that ideal. They pay attention only to the love that the devotee has to the Lord. And in the process, they do not pay much attention to the dharma and the karma which the Lord approves or appreciates. This is why Krishna says, karma which pleases the Lord is superior to the karma which fulfills the yearning of the devotee. Whatever the devotee does or thinks or plans or observes, he should draw down the grace of God. He should not be subject to his own will. He should be in accordance with his will. The devotee must test every thought and feeling on the touchstone of the Lord's declared preferences. The Gita declares that though a person may have deep devotion to the Lord, he cannot be called a bhakta if he lives without regard to the commands of the Lord. That is, the dharma laid down in the Shastras, which embody his orders, revealed to saints and seers. It is in this sense that Krishna uses the word bhaktiman when he declares in the Gita, bhaktiman yah same priyaha. The devotee is very dear to me. Again, whatever act a bhakta does, he should not feel that it is mama karma or my karma. Krishna says that it must be conceived as karma for the Lord, by the Lord, Ishwariya karma. Usually, people feel that some acts are theirs and others are the Lord's. This is not the mark of the true bhakta. If all acts are felt as the Lord's, they will not be tarnished by the egoism or taint of mine. Bhakti is to be identified as a discipline which removes egoism and the limitations of I and mine. That is the reason why the bhakta is defined by those who know as one who is avibhakta with God, non-separate from God. At all times and under all conditions, one's acts and feelings must be God-centered. Instead, if you pray when overwhelmed by misery, worry, and loss, "Oh God, save me, rescue me from these." And when they pass, if once again you plunge into objective affairs enslaved by worldly aims, such conduct is reprehensible.
Okay, thank you, Kalyan. I think some of the sections we had read in Telugu, maybe some we have not. Maybe the last one, I think, no, we have not read. Auntie, I think Andulake Bhaktulanaga.
Bhaktulu Kabolu, Bhaktulake Kabolu. That one is it?
No, Andulake Bhaktudanaga భగవంతునితో విభక్తము కానివాడని అనేక ఆధ్యాత్మిక తత్వములందు తెలుపబడినది.
Yeah, that is, it is there in Telugu.
Yes, auntie. So we read from there.
That's why, okay. Adulake, Andulake, na Adulake. It is Adulake. Andulake.
Yes, I don't know. Andulake ani.
భక్తడనగా భగవంతునితో విభక్తము కాని వాడని అనేక ఆధ్యాత్మిక తత్వములందు తెలుపబడినది.
Okay, in many spiritual texts, it has been stated that the bhakta, the devotee, is not separate from the Lord himself.
Yeah.
There's a, yeah.
సర్వకాల సర్వ అవస్థలయందు భగవత్మయమైన భావములు కర్మలు చేయవలను.
So at all times, in all states, one should do actions with imbued with the Lord's I think that feeling with oneness with the Lord, people should perform actions.
అట్లు కాక కష్టములు నష్టములు దుఃఖములు బాధలు కలిగినప్పుడు మాత్రము భగవంతుడా వీటిని నివారింపమని ప్రార్థించుట అది నెరవేరనే. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ స్టాప్ దేర్.
Yeah, instead of that, whenever there are problems, difficulties, losses, and sorrow, at such times, alone, thinking about the Lord, calling out to Him as Bhagavantuda.
భగవంతుడా వీటిని నివారింపమని ప్రార్థించుట అది నెరవేరగానే భగవంతుని స్మరణమైననో లేక ప్రకృతికి దాసులగుట.
So when praying, oh Lord, relieve me from these, when that does not, that is removed, right away forgetting the Lord, starting to think about the world.
Right.
And becoming slaves to the world.
Yeah. ఇట్టి ప్రవర్తన భక్తులకు పరమ విరుద్ధమైన పద్ధతిగా కూడాను తెలుపుచున్నది గీత.
So the Geetha says that this is completely contrary to devotee, the right path for a devotee. This is stated by Gita.
అవసరము అనుసరించి భగవంతుని ఆరాధించరాదు.
When there is a need, according to the need, we should not be praying to the Lord. Sorry, Auntie.
I think here we stop here, isn't no?
I think so, yeah. I think the last sentence is not covered in English yet. Okay.
Did we do the first 4 paragraphs?
Yes, Auntie. Yes, we read last.
We did, yeah. So the last paragraph has to be.
Yes. That's what we have to discuss. Others we have more or less read and discussed to some extent.
Yeah.
So Swami is telling that we should not be praying to the Lord only when there are problems, but at all times, in all states of our existence, we should think of the Lord all the time, and we should do all actions being immersed in the Lord.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, that's what it is. And he says, Gita says that praying to God only whenever there's the situation demands is something which is completely against the right path for a devotee. Right practice for a devotee.
In Kannada, we say that Sankata Bundaga Venkatramana. In Tamil also, I think there should be something like the equivalent. When you get Sankatam, then you remember Venkatramana.
So vibhakta in the first sentence, vibhakta means not separate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beyond separation, you can say.
So bhakta itself means separate?
He's never separate. He's completely, fully attached to the Lord. The connection is always complete. You can't separate them. They are like twins.
Okay.
Conjoined. Something like that.
So does the word bhakti means to separate and vibhakti is beyond separation, or?
Vibhakti means separation.
No.
See, because the word in Telugu it says vibhaktamu kanivad.
Yeah. The one who doesn't separate himself from the bhakta is the one. Swami gives the definition. భక్తుడనగా భగవంతునితో విభక్తము కానివాడు. Yeah.
Bhakta means
He is not separate from, Bhakta is not separate from Bhagavan, Lord.
Vibhakti is separation, Kalyani.
okay.
Because I used the word beyond separation, no? So it's the
Yeah.
highest separation, highest level of separation.
Okay,
You
okay.
can say that way, but yeah. Then you asked whether it's bhakti is separation. That's what you asked.
Yes.
Vibhakti means separation.
Okay.
Lord and the devotee are one and the same.
See, bhaga means part. Okay. So it comes from that.
This Sarvakala, that line says, so all times in all states, one should do actions imbued with the feelings of oneness with the Lord. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. భావములు కర్మలు చేయవలు. భగవద్భయమైన భావములు infused with the Lord's this thing.
Sai Ram, as of until now, I was just thinking Bhagavad Gita is all mama karma, my karma. Here, the learning is it's not your karma, it's karma for the Lord. So every act, action has to kind of go through with the feeling of that as you're offering to the Lord. So it's more karma for the Lord. So it's good to know that. But usually we learn that the first word and the last word is mama karma, and that's what
Mama
the
dharma.
whole
Mama dharma.
Mama dharma. Yes. Okay.
Not
Yes.
karma, Mama
Okay.
dharma.
Yeah. Thank you.
The sister, what happens is the mama, will initially think this mama means mine. Okay, mine. But if you identify ourselves with the body, then they will think dharma related to the body. If you identify yourself with the mind, then dharma related to the mind. If you identify yourself with the Atman, which is God himself, then dharma is God's dharma.
Yeah.
So that mama goes through a evolution.
Yeah. It's Atma dharma, actually.
Yeah, it's
That's
Atma
right.
dharma.
Yeah.
Atma.
Yeah. Thanks.
Because normally everyone uses God like an insurance policy, Just pay a premium and, when there's a problem, you'll suddenly step in.
But I thought that's what he said. I'm your insurance.
Yeah, but then this is much more than insurance.
Can you explain a little more?
Because insurance means you wait for a problem and then you ask somebody to save. But God says, you come with me, there's nothing to worry. Even problem will not arise.
The last paragraph reminds me of Kabir Doha. दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो दुख में सुमिरन करे, दुख काहे को होए.
Correct.
Sister, you should sing it and explain the meaning.
No, don't go there. No, you do it. I just initiated you. Go ahead and translate as well. I don't know the song. Do you know, brother? I don't know. Can you sing that one? I really don't know.
No, you have to teach us, then we will sing.
I don't know. This is what I have.
What's the song? What's the lyrics?
The dukh mein sumiran sab kare.
Kabir.
Kabira said that.
So in during difficulty, everyone thinks
of the Lord.
Yes.
Sukh mein kare na koi.
When everyone is when the time of happiness,
Nobody
no one thinks of the Lord.
Yeah.
Sukh mein sumiran jo kare.
Whoever thinks of the Lord during happy times,
dukh kai ko hoye.
Why should he become sad?
There won't be any sadness, sorrow.
Which is what I said.
Exactly. That's what. See?
You knew the answer all along.
Well, it's a Kabir Bhajan Mati kahe कुमार को तुम क्या रोंदे मोहे एक दिन ऐसा होएगा मैं रोंदूंगी तो है. You know the person who potter, he keeps on stepping on the clay to make it soft. So the clay is saying to the potter, you every day step on me, one day I will step on you. That's what he is saying. एक दिन ऐसा होएगा मैं रोंदूंगी तो है. So we all go into the dust, you know.
Yeah. We'll become one with dust.
One with the dust. It's a beautiful bhajan. Yeah.
Oh, there's a bhajan?
Yeah, it's a bhajan. All the lines are so good in that. Aaye hai so jayenge, Raja rank fakir.
Why don't you sing, please?
But I'll sing the last few lines.
Yes, please, Auntie, please sing.
माटी कहे कुमार को तू क्या रोंदे मोहे एक दिन ऐसा होवेगा मैं रोंदूंगी तो है मैं रोंदूंगी तो है आए हैं सो जाएंगे राजा रंग फकीर एक सिंहासन चढ़ी चले हैं एक बंधे जंजीर दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे न कोई जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे होय. That's it. It's a big song. I just sang a few lines.
Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie.
When some difficulty comes, we always call out to the Lord. Oh, Bhagawan, please help me, please rescue me. But when in Sukh, when you are very happy, you don't even remember the Lord. But those who really remember him throughout, they will never be unhappy. They will never be sad. That's what he's saying.
Because anything good happens, it's my karma. Because of me, it happened. That's the attitude we have.
No, there are people, when something goes wrong, you say, oh God, why did you give this to me? That's the question always they ask.
Then there are people who write books, why bad things happen to good people.
Yeah, that's lots of discussion about that topic.
A bad can be our own perception too, right? As learning from this Geetha, like it's how you translate the situation. Just on that note, one of our Sai sister, Last 2 months, every week something is happening with her. Like she was in a fraud, she lost her 18,000, she fell, broke her knee, something with her son. And every time when I talk to her, she said, "Oh, Shivani," she always sees the worst part. You know what? Bhagwan saved me from this. Bhagwan saved me from this. Bhagwan saved me from this. Not even once. Like the other day she fell, and the following day she has to fly. I mean, I don't know how she did that, because she was really in pain the night before. And she's still telling me, thank God I didn't fall on my head. I just fell on my knee. I mean, oh wow. So good to know that, how everything is so. Last 2 months, believe me, when every week there's something happening with her. And I said, Bhagwan must be very close to you. Very close to you. Because he's paying attention to you and giving you these difficult times, right? He's just watching you, and at the same time, I mean, that's what Mother Kunti did. So we were just laughing. It's just yesterday I was talking to her, so just want to bring it here.
We all lose heart when
Yes.
such.
And auntie, she's a single mom, and it's a hard, believe me, 2 months. If you back to back, at least once you will say, "Why me, Bhagwan?" And every time she's saying, "Thank God this didn't happen to me." I mean, the worst part of that situation did happen to me.
What a beautiful lesson we all
What a
learn.
beautiful lesson.
We have to learn this.
So I'm blessed to have people like you and her around me.
Sai Ram, Brother Arun said the worldly insurance, the goat insurance is more than the worldly insurance. For the worldly insurance, of course, we pay premiums, and there is a written policy for the worldly premiums. For goat premiums, we don't have a written policy. Maybe that's the reason, uh, even God is ever ready to help us. We don't realize, and sometimes we don't know whether the God will appear to help us, because we don't have a written policy with the God. Uh, God will save us. Maybe that. I thought Sister Suwani brought a good question. How can you say that maybe the goat's insurance is more than the other insurance? I thought our perception, because we don't believe in that much, and because we don't have a firm written policy with the goat, maybe the a little thought it popped up in my mind. Thank you, Saira.
Sai Ram, sisters. Anyone else would like to share anything?
Arun,
Yes,
in
Auntie.
Telugu, Swami says Vibhakta only. Avibhakta he doesn't say.
Yeah,
In
Vibhaktavu Kani Vadani.
Kanivadu, Avibhakta, that becomes
Abhibhakta, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's how that they translate in English, they put it as Avibhakta.
No, that's opposite of Vibhakta.
Yeah.
So how they are saying in Telugu, vibhakta? Like, can you translate that part?
So vibhaktamu kani vadani. That means
Uh,
vibhaktamu kani means without vibhakta. Kani means without vibhakta. So which is vibhaktamu kani means avibhakta.
Not separate.
Yeah, avibhakta is.
or that the whole meaning is of it. Okay.
Not.
It's okay. Maybe we will.
Yeah.
We can vibhakta from here. The next slide.
This is the teaching of the Gita. You should not worship the Lord as an emergency measure. When the tongue is affected and does not relish food, people seek hot pickles. So too, when grief afflicts, people seek God. This kind of demonstrative devotion is rampant today, perhaps due to the influence of the fundamental hypocrisy of this age. Hollow devotion, seeking to exhibit the strength of one's attachment to the Lord, is unfortunately evident even among great sadhakas and persons who have renounced everything for the sake of Him, whom they consider to be their all. For many, bhakti is a burqa, a veil, which is worn when on pilgrimage or when approaching elders or when visiting temples. Once they are back home, they discard the veil and with it all ideas and feelings of reverence for the Lord.
I think we should stop there and then
Yes, Auntie.
discuss it. Should I read?
From Avasaramu Nanusarinchi. Let's go from there, Auntie.
Okay. అవసరమును అనుసరించి భగవంతుని ఆరాధించరాదు.
According to your needs, you should not be praying to the Lord according to your need.
నోరు చెడినప్పుడే ఊరగాయను కోరినట్టులా.
Just the way when the tongue is, mouth is not able to taste, you seek pickles.
బాధలు కలిగినప్పుడు భగవంతుని కోరరాదు.
You should not be seeking out God when there's a problem.
అయితే నేటి కలి మహాత్మ్యమేమో కానీ ఎక్కడ చూచిదను ఇట్టి ఆడంబర భక్తే తాండవమాడుచున్నది.
Maybe it is because of the Kali times. Everywhere.
ఆడంబర భక్తి.
Because of the power of the influence of Kali, wherever we see this kind of exhibitionary devotion is, holding forth.
ఎంత గొప్ప సాధకులన్నవారు కానీ ఎంతో త్యాగములు చేసి దైవమే మా సర్వస్వమని భావింతూ లాంగ్ సెంటెన్స్. ఎంత గొప్ప సాధకులు అన్నవారు కానీ,
however great sadhaka people may be,
ఎంతో త్యాగములు చేసి దైవమే మా సర్వస్వమని భావించు.
Some people who give up everything and say God alone is my everything, with that feeling,
ఆరాధించు భక్తులందు కానీ,
they may be worshipping the Lord like that.
కాల కర్మ స్థానమును పట్టి భక్తిని ప్రదర్శించుచున్న చర్యలే కనిపించుచున్నవి.
According to the time and place, showing off one's bhakti or devotion, that kind of practice alone can be seen.
అనేక మంది యాత్రులు సలుపు సమయములందు,
many people when they are performing pilgrimages,
పెద్దల దర్శనమునకు వెళ్ళు సమయములందు
whenever they go to have
elders to visit them,
to see elders or great people,
లేక
yes,
లేక దేవాలయములకు పోవు సమయములలో
or when they are going to the temples,
భక్తి అను బుర్కాలు ధరించున్నారు.
they wear the veil of bhakti and go.
తిరిగి ఇంటికి చేరగానే ఆ చింతన కానీ
Whenever they get back home, even such thoughts,
ఆ భావములు కానీ వెతికినవు చిక్కవు.
even the feelings which were exhibited, even if you search, you will not be able to find in that.
ఎంత ప్రయత్నించినా కనిపించవు.
However much you try, you cannot find such feelings or thoughts.
ఇట్టి ప్రవర్తన భక్తి అనిపించుకొనదు.
Such type of behavior, practice cannot be considered bhakti, devotion.
భక్తి.
Where's
This
this-
reminds. No, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead, sister.
You go ahead, please.
I was just going to ask just to clarify one of the things. So Adambara Bhakti Tandavam. So it will dance like the exhibition.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
holding forth. Tanda means yes, Tanda means yes. It's dancing everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that kind of thing.
And then near the end, the Bhakti Anu Burakanu.
Burqa means what the Muslim
Bhakti.
ladies wear.
Yes.
That
That-
we put on a mask
Okay.
of bhakti and go, and then when we come back, we just discard it and then take up the old ways.
Okay.
So Swami is always against people having two double life. You dress and behave one way when you go to such places, but at other places you don't even think of God.
Mm.
Showing
There's
off.
no reverence.
Showing off.
And Swami saying even if you search, like when they come home, even if you search around, you won't find that.
Yeah.
Bhakti there.
Swami must be searching and he's unable to find.
Swami.
He says he's trying very hard.
Swami says it.
He's saying he tried very hard and still he can't find. ఎంత ప్రయత్నించినా how much I try, he says I can't find.
It's like, you know what, when you go on Thursday, sing bhajans, and minute you come out, your gossiping starts.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened when we are singing. Oh my God, the best bhajan ever. The minute we step out of the center, real Shivani comes out. No, I don't do that. I don't. I'm just joking. I really don't gossip.
At least socializing will take place.
Oh yes, auntie.
Not gossip, socializing.
And that breaks that feel, after bhajan, just exiting quietly, you take that vibration, and that there is power of it. The minute you start talking to somebody, that's just gone, totally gone.
Swami is talking about when after you go home, what happens?
We fight with our husbands. That's why he said, I can't see any devotion in those people, right? That's what we do. We come back, we argue, we do, and that's not good. It's a 24/7, not part-time devotion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking here, that what Bhagawan is saying. It's not a part-time devotion, it's 24/7.
It's complete silence.
You know, one thing this week, like if we keep, many times it happens. This week I was just making a very conscious effort just to share here that everything I'm going to think or about to say, I'm going to remember him. And at many times, I found it was not needed for me to think or say anything at that moment. Just to share, I made a very, very conscious effort. Even the thought, I mean, you know, even at work, especially primarily because our work is become our life. And many times, oh, why this happened? Or it gives you, of course, you have to think critical, you have to do, but certain thoughts which are not needed. And I just kind of filter through like Swami, in a big picture, what we are reading here, what we have read in last 2-3 weeks. And I was just putting that at the bigger picture, higher picture, who we are, what Bhagawan has said. And at that moment I said, oh, it's so trivial. It's really not needed at all. So just to share that how effective it is, if we, it's just, I made just for a week. I hope I will continue doing it. But it was very, very effective that many times we really don't need to have those thoughts. It was so trivial, it was so minute in a bigger picture of what Bhagawan is saying here.
Thank you, sister. Is everyone fine? Is there anything? Otherwise, we can move on. I think it's where Swami is very nicely explained. And it's just, I think it's for us to practice.
These are but exhibitionist stunts. Bhakti, however, has to be steady and full. It is the establishment of the mind in the Lord under all situations at all times. Many assert that their acts are dedicated to Deva, God, but their attitude shows that they are dedicating them to Deha only. Instead of dedicating them to God, they dedicate them to themselves, the bodies with which they ignorantly identify themselves. They assert, this I offer to Krishna, but really it is an offering to their putra, son. This is an offering to Rama, they declare, but their urge reveals that it is an offering to their raga, sense of attachment, passion. How can these acts be dignified by the word dedication or offering? Dedication inspires the body, mind, and speech. If what you speak is not approved by the mind, if what is felt in the mind is not wholeheartedly put into action, then it becomes sheer hypocrisy. Be convinced that the doer, the deed, and the doing are all he. Be devoted to him rather than to riches, wife, and children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Auntie, you can read, Auntie.
Yeah, okay. Ivi kevalamu adambara avidyalu.
These are just exhibitionistic ignorance.
Sarvasthanamulandu, sarvavelayandu, sarvatma bhavame nijamaina bhakti.
At all times, in all places, thinking of the Lord as one who is resident in all the Atmas, that is real bhakti.
Nijamaina bhakti anu kudanu telusukonavalenu.
We have to know that also.
కొందరు సర్వకర్మలు భగవంత్ అర్పితమని చెప్పుతూ పుత్రార్పితము చేయుట.
some people saying that all actions are offered to the Lord in their words, but they offer it to their children.
రామార్పితమని అంటూ రాగార్పితము చేయుట.
They say it's offered to Rama, but they offer it to Raga, their attachment.
ఇది జరుగుతుంచుండను.
This is happening.
అట్టి అర్పితము అర్పితమనబడదు.
Such type of offering cannot be called an offering.
మనోవాక్కాయ కర్మలతో చేసిన అర్పితము అర్పితమనబడును.
An offering which is made with mind, thought, word and deed.
Yeah.
Mind, word and deed, that such kind of action can be considered an offering.
భక్తి అనబడును.
It is called devotion.
కానీ మాటలతో చెప్పినది మనసుతో చేయక, మనసులో తలిచి క్రియతో చేర్చక ఉండుట బూటకు ఆటలని తలంచవచ్చును.
So if the words, what is stated in the words is not in the mind, or stated from the mind, what is in the mind, whatever is thought in the mind is not acted on, such a situation can be called. Auntie, what is butakapu?
ఎగ్జిబిషనిజం, బూటకం.
Okay, so it's an exhibitionism. It can be considered an exhibition.
ఎగ్జిబిషన్ తలంచవచ్చును, చెప్పవచ్చును.
Can be stated also like that.
కర్త కర్మ క్రియ అన్నియు పరమాత్మను ఆశ్రయించి ఉన్నవని నమ్మకము కలిగి.
So the doer, the action and the deed are all God, and you should take refuge in the Lord. They have to seek refuge in the Lord, thus thinking in a very determined way.
దైవమునకు భక్తులు కావలను కానీ,
and then we should become its devotees.
ధనమునకు, దారాదులకు, పుత్రాదులకు భక్తులు రక్తులు కారాదు.
So devotees should not become
a slave.
Slaves, yeah.
A slave for money.
Slave to money, wife and children.
అభిమానం ఎక్కడో అక్కడ దైవ భక్తి అని చెప్ప చెల్లదు.
Wherever the attachment is.
I think she has not read it, has he? Yeah. Okay. I think we stopped there, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah, I think rather than riches and wife and children, that's there we stopped.
Yeah.
Sai Ram Maruna.
Yes, Auntie.
I have a question. Krishna is saying, if you are doing some offering, actually it is not for him, but it's for the son. That means the prasadam, whatever they are offering, they make it for the son and give it to the son, but they say it's an offering to Lord Krishna. Another one I want to know, so now Navaratri is going on. We make some prasad every day, one. And eventually we are the people who are eating. So the family, all of us are eating. So actually that is not right, right? As per, unless you, with such a devotion, you only think of your offering to God and leave the prasad for him to enjoy. Is that the expectation?
Very good question, Auntie. So Auntie is asking whether we should be offering prasadam or not. So anyone has question? So how to deal with prasadam? Today evening, if anyone is making prasadam, what should be our attitude?
Sai Ram, I thought myself, Swami is telling that even your family members or any other people when you offer, you don't see those people as your children or other people. Look at the divinity in themselves and you treat them like God. If you if if your body, mind and intellect and everything is full of God, then automatically your thought, word and action, when you offer it, you will be thinking that I am offering to God instead of the person, even your son or daughter or the neighbor or any other people. When you offer it wholeheartedly, you offer that I am offering to you, Lord. Maybe you don't need to say by word, outwardly, but in your mind you think that I am offering this to God today. The God or Goddess, you come and you have accepted my prasadam. I am lovingly to offer it to you. Maybe if you have had in your mind that sort of feeling, and then you can offer it to even when you eat, you think yourself, I am offering to my God, uh, the not necessarily even maybe one little story brother, I don't know, said even sage, I believe Vasishta told that even I'm not eating, I am offering to the God inside me. Maybe if that sort of thinking and the attitude, it would be like a prayer offering to God. Thank you, Saira.
Okay, thank you, sister. So, Auntie Sakku, you can eat the prasadam, saying that you're feeding the Lord within.
Okay. I
That's
have to go rise up to that level now.
And another way of thinking, how I was thinking, thank you, sister, for sharing how I was also thinking is, you are offering to Bhagawan with all your devotion. And after offering to him, you are sharing with your kith and kins to partake in that prasadam, not just keeping it to yourself. You offer to Bhagavan and you are consuming. You're saying, I offer to my Lord, and now I want to share with everybody. So that's how I saw that.
Thank you, sister. Yes, brother Yoga Kumaran.
Before we start preparing the prasadam, don't think this is my son like this or my husband like this. After puja, they will eat or not. Then it's not his failure.
We are seeing God in them, brother.
No.
So whatever they like, we are making sure that we feed to our Lord, our home ministers.
That's what we are thinking about. We are going to eat. That's not good.
Brother, I
Sai
don't
Ram.
know. And auntie, what is Swami's favorite food? Sorry, I just want to know what's Swami's favorite food. I think I've read, but I don't remember. I'm not from South. So.
Sankati.
What's that?
The ragi. You know, you
Ragi
have
ball.
ragi,
Ragi ball.
ragi kool.
Yeah. Baba eats with this kurakanma, that is ragi millet made out of millet flour.
It's black in color, just like sarson. It looks like sarson. Most of the North Indians, they don't know about ragi.
Yeah, that's I have never heard
it
that.
looks like sarson.
Yeah.
But it is
Sarson ke saag.
Oh, that's what he loves. Makke ki roti sarson ka saag?
Makki ki roti sarson ke saag nahi hai idhar. It's not it.
So what he likes, ragi, it's rice, it's kind of rice.
It is a small thing, like I'm telling you, it looks like sarson.
Okay.
How that sarson seeds, sarson seeds, it looks like, but it is a millet. It's a very supposed to be hard to digest.
And you eat with what? You just eat that?
You make it into powder, ragi powder, ragi atta, and then you boil hot water, and then when it is quite hot, put a little oil and salt and put this atta there, and then for some time, when it is completely boiled, then then you take a rod and then go churning it, and then it becomes a ball. Usually that ball we have with a little ghee is used along with sambar and with the other things, chutney, and they eat. That's the basic food in Andhra Pradesh, Telugu. Farmers especially, they take it in the morning to their farm, the fields. At 12 o'clock, they eat. Once they eat, that's it. It just like a cement, it sits on.
Wow, such a simple food. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie.
Are you going to make, sister? Or?
First, I have to find ragi. First, I have to fetch for that. I have to look around.
Ragi powder is available. Ragi atta is available.
Okay. So I'm going to make. By next week, I will give you the feedback, how it tastes.
I have given the recipe to you.
Sairam, Aruna. Aruna, I heard Swami used to like bhaji and vada also.
Yeah. In the beginning, Swami used to hold
when he was young.
Alisanti vada. And so actually, even vada, not all vada, Santi. The alisanti, it's typical.
Black eyed,
not medu vada, it's some other vada.
Alasandilona black-eyed beans.
Yes, alisanti. Yeah. That's what Swami's used to eat before when he was younger days, but his preferred diet was sankati. That's what he ate. That was the main course.
He never ate roti?
No, sisters.
If offered here.
So now you know what you have to offer every day.
I have to be South Indian in next birth. No, but I'm not supposed to come in next birth. Anyway, whatever.
But
I'm confused.
Your devotion to roti also is acceptable by Swami.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Brother Dasan has been waiting, so I will ask him.
Brother. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, whatever the leaf or water, fruit, when you offer to me with a full-heartedly love, I will accept that one. And other thing, when we are looking at the worldly perspective, we offer the food to the Lord. The food is important for everyone, for the human being. Without that, you cannot live. So when you're making the food, you are creating so many things. Counting time, cooking time, cleaning time, sweeping time, you're creating sin. In order to avoid that one, we have to ask the Lord to purify the food. That's what we are saying, Brahmapanam. But are we doing at home? We are doing there. When you come home, you forget. That's what Swami is saying. You forget. It's like a light. The light, whenever we need it, we turn on the light. That time we can see the light, and rest of the time off. So our spiritual life is like that. Not all the time on, off and on, off and on. So when we go there, we look at that one, whatever the practicing. But once we come home, we'll take the food from the fridge. But are you going to offer the food at the temple, taking the food from the fridge? No. But here, 2 days, 3 days food. So Swami is teaching everything. Eat the good food, offer to me, then you will eat the sattvic food and good one too. So follow whatever at the Sai Center or temple you're doing at home too. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you, Brother Sairam. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother. So now it's a question of Sakwanti asked about the offering prasadam. So then we can see Swami like that, but we are offering something else, right? So in that point of view, how you look at it? So in that, otherwise we have to offer every day, but Swami like a few food, only we have to offer and we have to leave as a prasadam. That is the right thing for us to do, right? Instead of offering other things. So what you had to please Lord, then you had to offer the. So what about other prasadam? I'm just thinking to myself. Okay, so other prasadam you have to see the other. I don't know whether my answer is right. Then other prasadam you have to see God in everyone, what they like. We serve them to, like that. We had to make it. If
Just-
It's
So,
ragi, then we had to make it only ragi and whatever he likes. So if we are making something else, like thinking of people, then we have to think of Lord in them and kind of offering. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
I would like to answer your question,
Yes, Santi.
Practically speaking, whatever we are doing it to our own taste, our children's taste, our family.
Yes, that's a
Isn't
thing.
that's the practical. Let us take it in a this frankly. I am telling you, and whatever we do, we offer it to the Lord. That is called Nevedyam. It should not be called prasadam. It should be called Nevedyam. First offering to the Lord is Nevedyam. When Nevedyam is taken by the Lord, we are offering that, and He gives it back as prasadam. Okay, that's Nevedyam becomes prasadam when He accepts it, and when He gives it back to us, that is, we accept it with prasad. That's called prasadam. So most of the time, you cannot do ragi mudde or ragi kali mudde every day, and Swami likes everything. Let us take it in such a way that Swami likes everything. Whatever we offer, He will definitely take it. Param putram pushpam toyam. That's what Brother Dasan was saying. So He takes it, He accepts it, and let us offer it with all our heart. Then it becomes real prasad.
Simple food.
That's a simple food, sattvic food.
Sattvic, simple food.
Yeah. So, we learned something that we had to do, practice what is Lord like.
Yeah.
Right? So this is, so at the end, Swami doesn't have any taste. We are saying about Swami like this and that.
Like
that
this.
is our own perception. Is
Yeah.
that the way we have to take it then?
Yes.
So
correct.
we have to offer Naivedyam and take it as a prasadam and.
Yes, but that is the one that
Yeah.
here Krishna says, you should not do what you like.
Yes.
You have to know what the Lord wants.
Certain.
What He will appreciate.
Yeah, certain temples, like say for instance, Tirupati and all, they always give the laddu. So that is, they believe that's the like, and they serve only. But we believe ragi, but we serve something else. So just thought of that when we are saying, so like Aarti said, we can give as a naivedyam. We are just thinking of ourselves, maybe Swami like this food, that food, kind of. I don't know.
But in Tirupati, they prepare some other food for the Venkateshwar, but that food we don't get it. This laddu is for all the devotees they give, but it is not offered to Krishna. Venkatesh, sorry.
Everything is offered to Lord Venkatesh. Everything is offered.
They make a special
it has become
Naivedya food for the Venkatesh, and that goes to the Brahmins, the priest's house.
We don't know.
Only the laddu, they get it done and distributed to the devotees. And when it go to Ganapati, we give modaka. Bade and modaka.
Why are we thinking about food, so much food? First of all.
I know.
No, I just really need a clarification on that. Really,
Okay.
I'm thinking to myself, after Agi and Swami like this and that, And that is the way we have perceived that information from Swami, or Swami. In that case, whatever we are giving Naivedyam is not right then. If
No,
that's
no,
the way we are looking at it.
Ye-
So we shouldn't look like that. Then we can offer anything and take it
Like
as a prasadam.
you can offer water, flower.
No, I'm about the
Bhadram.
prasadam, auntie. You, good topic, you brought it. And I
That
would
is
just
why Krishna says you should not do to your own will and desire. You have to know what the Lord likes.
Can you take it, Uncle?
This
Like,
is an eye-opening to us. We never knew this.
That's the reason I'm asking too. Because if that's a we want to offer what is God wants,
But
God
I know,
ways.
I know someone does Rakhi. That is Aruno. Aruno does it
every
at
day.
home.
Okay. Okay. But he is beyond all taste. That's what
I know.
he is beyond everything. He doesn't need that only the particular thing is he wants. He is beyond it. So you offer ragi mudde or you offer whatever you prepare at home, he accepts it. Very, very lovingly he will take.
So with the love, whatever we give,
Yeah, lovingly.
Swami
With
will
love.
take it. Yes, that is good. Yes.
Let us be practical. Let us be practical. That's what I feel.
Yeah. That in practically only I'm thinking of offering
But
other Naivedyam. So then it's right or not kind of.
then we are going against his whatever
Yes,
he's saying
this
here.
desire.
Yeah. It's not to our convenience we should do. Even if you offer ghee to Krishna, that's okay. Because he loves ghee. Curd, milk. It's less work for us. Ayyo.
Again, you were about to ask something or say something.
yeah, I think I was just reading this morning that like Swami in one discourse was saying, I don't want patram pushpam palam toyam. What I want is satya dharma shanti prema and like good virtues and all of that. So I think maybe like our emphasis should be on offering those, cultivating those qualities and offering that. But I mean, from a bodily perspective, I think maybe like if we were offering, like you said, at the level of the body, mind, and atma. So like if we were really offering something to Swami in person, then definitely we'd physically make the food that Swami in his physical form would have eaten. But I don't know, like I don't know, does it make sense to do that here too? I don't know.
I think it's for each individual to consider. I think see, Swami is saying, people say that they're offering. Everyone is saying we are offering to the Lord. But in reality, they are not offering to me, but they are offering to their children and so on. Or they are offering to the attachment, raga. The two words Swami has used is putra and raga. So Swami says it is just lip service you are saying that you are offering. So
we should have known this before the Navaratri.
no, any day is okay, auntie. I think I think first let's deal with the Patram Pushpam. Swami, he says, many people think leaf means they just throw a leaf and they think they can fool the Lord. He says the leaf is actually your body. Pushpa means not the flower which comes on a tree, but it's your Hridaya Pushpa. Swami says that has to be offered. Your heart has to be offered. Then he says Palam means it's a Mano Palam. That means your mind should become ripe. And that ripe fruit you offer. Then he says Toyam is water. He says the Ananda Bashpam, the tears which fall from your ears, that is you offer. So ultimately it is you are totally enamored by the Lord. You are only thinking of the Lord. I think that's the most important thing. I think what Swami is trying to point out here is, don't just fool yourself saying that you're offering. Don't have attachment. See, ultimately that's what it is. As long as we have attachment to ourselves, our body, our family, we can never offer to the Lord,
Yeah.
because that will take over. So, so we cannot offer anything to the Lord until we break all attachments. Raga is ultimately that. I think that's what Swami is trying to drive home. So until we attain that state, we are not offering to the Lord. Number one. Number two, if we want to satisfy our own tongue, then we might as well satisfy the physical tongue of the Lord. So, for example, in a family there may be 3 children. Each child will like to have something different. The mother will do. Then Swami will say, treat me also as another child.
That's it.
See, so many people make a small quantity and offer it to the Lord and take it as prasad. Because that way he's also one of our family members. And you can offer. So I think I'm not saying that this has to be done, this don't have to be done. Each person has to come up with what works for them. But ultimately, I think Swami wants us to break attachment. Raga, desires. I want to eat this, I want to eat that. Or the child wants to eat this or that. So Swami is using the word, don't become, see, Dhanamunaku for wealth. Dharadulaku means wife, etc. Putradulaku, children, etc. Bhaktulu Karad means don't become devotee for these things. Okay, so that means they are taking up all our time of thinking. We're always thinking, oh, what does this person like? What does that person like? If they don't eat, they will be upset, this, that. It is just, we are consumed by it. So ultimately, if where the devotion is, I think what matters, number one. Number two, attachment. I think until we overcome this, I think whatever we say may not become an offering. That's why in India, there's a tradition. When for different festival, they will say Rama likes this, so you have to make it on that occasion.
Krishna likes this, so
Krishna, you make. So people have this habit of making that also as part of their life.
Yeah.
It is not, you say, even if you don't like, you have to eat that day.
What does Rama likes?
Rama, I don't know.
Poli pandra. It's
What?
Vijayadashmi day they do poli. Purnam poli.
Yes.
Puran poli. Sakwanti doesn't know that.
I don't know.
Poli ma poli. You keep Purnam inside the
roti.
Purnam and fire.
Yes,
Boli.
Auntie, we have to supply one for you, then you can eat.
Oh, with the chickpea
yes,
butter, you make
yes,
this thing, and in between you put the chana. Okay.
What do you call it? I don't know. Boli only.
Bolita.
Bolita.
Yeah, we call boli.
I didn't go that far. Okay, yeah.
It's actually poli. In Tamil, it has become boli.
Oh,
yeah.
Poli. In Tamil, poli means it's duplicate.
Adu poli.
Poli.
Poli. Don't say li.
Tomorrow.
And it's poli. Yes, brother Dasan.
Yes, Saira, brother. To the point, brother, we can offer any kind of the food items, plus you can add gold, even cloth, even money, you can offer to the God. At the same time, it is all given by the God, but God wants whatever He didn't give to us. So that's what we have to offer to Him. So that is we took it, not the God. That is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madam, Moham, Macharyam. Those are the one we have to offer to God.
Ego is the other one which we have to offer.
Brother, that God didn't give?
That we took it.
Now that's also his creation.
Yeah. This is
And
This is
Prashnottara
great.
Vahini Swami is saying Kama Krodha is all one element.
Yeah.
And Kalyani will be able to explain that.
Yeah.
Instead of 10 items, you can offer one item that Baba likes. I have to come to you for the recipe.
Oh,
I have the kurakanma millet. Auntie, otherwise you have to give me the recipe.
okay, sure, sure.
The Antra Sankati is slightly Java. They boil rice.
Yeah.
They boil rice first. And when the rice is fully cooked, you put salt.
Okay.
Then there should be a little bit of water. Then you put the ragi flour.
Uh-huh.
And then let it cook. And it should cook and cook nicely. Then just the auntie said, you mix it nicely.
With a
Then you make balls.
Oh.
Actually, if anyone is interested, if you go to Parthi, there's something called Ishwaramba stall. Just after bhajan, if you go there, they sell. It is near the North Indian canteen. Just opposite that, there you can buy ragi, sankati.
Sankati.
Ragi sankati. Just the way Swami would have eaten. With kurapapu.
Yeah, kurapapu.
And
Urgai.
mix. And
What is
Swami
that?
likes peanut chutney.
Chutney?
Peanut chutney. Yes, peanut chutney and dal and greens. That is the combination, auntie. Okay, one day we can make.
Yeah. Lesser work. One pot food is good. Actually, I am making everything what my husband likes.
See, coming to the point.
Because he is so demanding, I make that. Now, from today itself, no more. Offering to Baba is offering what he likes. Eye-opening today. Thank you to all of you.
Oh no.
Sakwandi, he's your goat. That's why you up until now you
Oh
prepare.
no, I know. I did 50 years of service I have done. That's enough. I have to retire now. And
next week, Sakuji, please come and tell what happened throughout the week when you did Ragi Sangati and offering it to Swami.
No, I finished now. Tomorrow is the last day. I did chickpea sauteed. I made sweet rice, chakrasadam, vada.
Pati Parmeshwar.
Yeah, Pati Parmeshwar.
Okay. I think it has become very tough for everyone. Anyway, as I said,
very tiresome. Good. This is a very good thing.
Okay.
Baba, how does he know that people are doing everything for their own family's taste, the prasadam? He is an inner dweller. He has seen everything. He has put it out here. You say you are offering to Krishna, but you are really offering to your son. It's a true statement.
You know, on this, it reminds me one of my brother-in-law. I mean, I lived in a very extended family, like we had 12 kids. We all grew up together. So our oldest sister has been passed away, and her son's name is Gopala. And my mother was saying on his last days, my brother-in-law was keep calling Gopala, Gopala. And mom was reminding me that why people used to keep their kids' names and of God's name. But she was saying, I was just wondering whether he was calling his son or really calling Gopala. So this was a question like both my mom and we were just thinking, is it that he was very close to his son? So mom say, we were just discussing that we keep names, but that has to be the last moment also you are desiring for Lord, not for the son, for your son, right? Just a thought.
Sairam, I have a question on this one. Swami nicely defined what is devotion and what would be the definition of a devotee. And of course, Yirvedi, we still have I-ness and the minus, and we still have the egoism, and we are not yet non-separable from God. Then what would be the best term to indicate the stage of ours, or maybe mine? If I am not yet, I still have the I-ness, I still have the minus, and I'm not yet into the stage of the non-separate from God. That means that I and the God are in the same, I'm not yet to that stage. Then if I am not a true devotee as defined by Swami, then what would be the best terminology to fit into my stage or condition?
Oh,
Aspiring
Anandi, I
devotees.
think most of us are in the same boat.
So if according to Swami, we cannot say we are Sai devotees or Yirvedi, we are not yet to that stage, then maybe we are still sadhakas, or maybe uh, what would be the best terminology to fit into our category? It's like aspirants, maybe spiritual aspirants, or
Yes, sister, right. That's what Swami has used. We are all aspiring to be devotees.
yeah, that is an eye opener for me today too, Irdi. Even though we are Sai devotee, and we are not yet to that stage, and the even if we go to the Sai center, maybe at that moment we would be having that sort of the I-ness, maybe that sort of emerging with the Swami, and when we come back, we go back to the original stage. That's why I thought it's a little harder, and maybe we should strive for that one, but maybe we have to practice a long way to reach that one. Thank you, Sai.
Sairam, sister. See, I think we read in the Sandhya Nivarani, Swami says, until we give up the identification with the body, we have not yet started on the path of spirituality. I think we may have forgotten. Swami, that's Swami's statement. That, until you give up identification with the body, you have not yet started the journey.
Also, Swami said in the another discourse, when someone asks, with the gut you have to say, I am I. But uh, the when someone asks, we also, I always say in the maybe, I am so and so, I am Anandi, maybe that means that I'm not yet to the spiritual path, even if not at the beginning, or maybe little more clarification on that one, brother. No, that would be, I humbly request you to clear out that point.
Okay, Brother Dasan, please go ahead.
Yes. So, Saram brother, even the Swami, when he declared the avatar, what he told, my bhaktas, my people are waiting. So the reason is, sometimes people might think, oh, all are bhaktas. So the doctors are, if the person is dead, after that doctors are no point. So doctor has to be go and save the patient before he die. So these people, we all bhaktas. So Swami said, I'm going to elevate them. So our duty is action and thinking supposed to be around the Lord. And we have to follow we have to behave like a student. Whatever he taught us, are we following? Then joy and sorrow, we have to put it as a same level equanimity. When you do that one, you don't that you can feel yourself. I'm a bhakta or I'm a devotee. So people are different level. That's the only thing. Whether Swami is going to look at, when you follow his teaching, Swami will look at you. Oh, you are my bhakta. So don't think in a one-way direction. If you put it as a two-way direction, you will realize that one. That is my understanding, brother. Thank you, Sayra.
Thank you, Brother Saira. Anyone else would like to comment on, I think, Sister Anand's question, I am I.
Yeah, the next paragraph is Baba is saying, be convinced that the doer, the deed, and the doing are all He. So if we can develop that mentality, eventually we can climb the steps. Not to get disheartened and think we have a different category.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. It's 4:24 me. Sister, briefly, I will, my understanding I can share on this I am I. See, in the Vedanta parlance, there is this statement, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. That's a statement. It's a Mahavakya. Swami has taken that only and state, I am I. Because the I is, one is a small I, the other one is a big I, Brahman. But the thing is, for the small I to start thinking that it is the big I, identification with the body has to go. Identification with the mind has to go. Identification with the Atman. So has to be, even at an individualized state, the individualized I, which identifies with the Jivatma, realizes that in essence, it is the big I. So that to get to that I am I state, first of all, we have to find out that we are the Atman. I am the Atman. All the Mahavakyas in the Upanishads help us to get to that point. That's their statement. But Swami has given this I am I as the ultimate. I don't know how long a journey, as someone else said, to get to that point. It's a very long journey. The day we understand that we are Jivatma, we are not the body, we are not the mind. Until we come to that point, we cannot even start that journey of I am I. So it's the goal. It's a distant goal for us to aim, but to get to that point is a journey. Is the way I understand. Repeating some of this may not have much. Swami gives this one funny story. Apparently, one guru told his student the mantra he gave, Shivoham, Shivoham. He was asked to chant that every day, Shivoham. So this disciple went home and he was chanting. And one day one of his friends came to visit him. He said, I have to do my japam. You just wait. I will finish it and come. So this friend was waiting. This fellow was going on chanting Shivoham for about 1 hour or so. He really got fed up. When he finished and came, he asked him, but why chanting? He said, I'm chanting Shivoham. So he said, what do you know the meaning? He said, yes, I am Shiva. That's what I'm chanting. Then he said, okay, if you are Shiva, then what about Parvati? Where's Parvati? Then that fellow said, oh, no, don't talk such bad things in front of me. You have spoiled my mind now. If I am Shiva, then where's Parvati? What is Parvati to you? That's what that fellow asked. So from that day, that fellow gave up chanting Shiva because he was so troubled by it. So Swami says, chanting sometimes some of these things without proper understanding of how to get to that may not be very fruitful. So I think that also we should understand. So it's an aspirational goal. As we have already stated, we can't even call ourselves devotee. And so we have to start wherever we are. And I think it's a distant goal. I think for most, I guess, maybe there may be people who may be there, but we don't know. But that's my understanding, sister. I will stop here.
Okay. Thank you, brother. So we all have to practice a long way to reach that destination. That's for sure.
It's the same thing, sister. When Swami says, see God in everyone, we really cannot see God in everyone until we see God in us. How do we see God in us? It is not just sitting and imagining that there's God in us. Swami uses the word, they are called Brahma Sadhana. Brahma Sadhana means it is just your Brahma that you are God. Your mind is thinking. Swami says that is not. You have to experience it. So how do you experience it? You should become divine in everything which you do, think, and say. Only then you can say God is within. Because if God is in me, once we come to that realization, everything will change. What we say, what we think, what we do, it will completely change. Until that stage is attained, we really can't see God in others. We may superimpose God on others. We may imagine there's God inside them. But they are all the work of the mind. Swami calls them Brahma Sadhana. They are not Brahma Sadhana. They are not godly sadhana. It is just deluded sadhana. So that was a discourse. I think it's 2004 Dashara discourse, which I happened to listen. So Swami is giving that. So we need to know where we are. We need to start from there. We need to first see divinity within us by cultivating divine qualities in our thought, word, and deed. And once we do that, then we will be able to see God everywhere. And then we will get to that point of I am I.
That is a very beautiful point, Brother Runo. I thought even if we don't see ourselves or we don't see the divinity in us, we can see the divinity in others. First, we have to develop or experience the divinity in us. Then only with that light we can see the divinity in others. Maybe I didn't have that point up until now. That's an excellent or beautiful point. I got it today. First, we have to see the divinity in us. With that light, we can see the divinity in others. I thought even if they don't have, we can try or see the others' divinity. Thank you, brother.
Sai Ram, sister. So it's 4:31.
Brother, sorry, yeah.
Yes.
So, in order to see divinity within us and all, it's something that I don't know how you see it, how you feel. It's all the personal experience, right? It's not somebody can say, oh, this person is that person. That is, as Swami said, they will disregard that, whatever how they are presenting when they go home. So you shouldn't judge anybody. It's up to the God and that person. So within the devotee and God, there shouldn't be anybody in between them. Thank you, Saira.
Sai Ram, sister. So I think we'll stop here. Maybe we'll practice and come back. How to be, genuine devotee. I know people will start cooking different things from tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone comes back in a state of divine peace. Next week. We will close with Samasaloka. We'll pray for everyone's Shanti, Sukhina. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Jai Sai Ram, brother.
Thank you, Saira.